Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. First of all, let me apologise for not being around. I've not been very well at all. I've been having to go to work. We've been sorting out different things for my youngest son's wedding, and everything just got too much. And so for that I apologise. I'm not going to go on about it too much, but I do apologise for not being around. I'm doing my very best to come back, and hopefully I'll be back to normal now, she says. I'm hoping so. Fingers crossed for me, folks. So I was brought this beautiful book by a lovely subscriber and friend of mine, Bonnie, who never fails to think of me. And she brought this for my 3-year anniversary. This is Nature by the fantastic artist, Diane Dufour. I just adore her work. She does the Little Furballs book as well. So I chose this page, and as you'll see, I've started. And the story behind that is I started filming while I was poorly to try and get a video up to you. I got myself into such a tiz and a state that I nearly ripped the page out of the book. Thankfully, I stepped away, let it alone, and I've come back to it now. I feel a little bit better. So I'm going to be going in with Inktense, and we're going to be using Prismacolor Premieres on this occasion. I did start and try to use Polychromos, but this paper really didn't like it. I don't know whether I've tried to use it in Furballs or not, but note to self, use softer pencils on this paper. So what I did was went in between the leaves with a black alcohol marker, that's what I'm trying to think. And then the leaves, thankfully, I only did these few, and I've got the combination next to me that we can get on with. Now, for me to just jump into it, I don't want to sit writing cards out and stuff like that. I hope you don't mind. What I will do on this occasion, I will put in the description box below, I will put all the little combos that we're going to use in the description box, if that's okay. Just on this occasion, I just feel well enough to come in and get on with it and enjoy my time with you. So I hope you don't mind. So I'm going to demonstrate one of the leaves. I think we'll do this big fat chunky one over here. And then we're going to hop to and we're going to do these gorgeous tigers. I'm going to do them all the same because to me they're like a little family. Okay. So I'm not going to carry on waffling because I'm very emotional about things, and but I'm here, folks. So, all right, I have got I've got Olivine, the new colour. I will just hold them here, but I will put them in the description box. Ionian green, lime green, and lemon, and we're going to start with our darkest, which is Ionian green, and I'm going to come round this leaf here with it, and I'm going to put it in there and up that edge, a little bit there. This is a thick bit of acetate that I put behind the page to protect, although it's single-sided, I want to protect the page behind that. So I hope you've all been doing well, and everything's been going okay for you guys. I apologise about the traffic noise. It is quite warm in the UK, and having not been very well, I still keep getting quite hot and flustered, and so my window's open. I have sort of waited till later in the evening in the hope that it sort of dies down, but now I'm going in with Olivine, and we're going to backtrack over that and put that Olivine in, and I'm going to leave on this leaf, I'm going to leave like this sort of central arc where we're going to pop in the lime green as a bridge between our greens. Pop that in, and then a bit of lemon just on the edge. So it's my birthday on Wednesday, and my gosh, I have got, getting emotional again, I've got a pile of goodies. I don't know why I'm feeling emotional. What is wrong with me? Shut up and colour, Lucy. I've got a pile of goodies like you wouldn't believe from such lovely, kind people. Just going to bring that up a little bit further. So I will do this colour along with you, and then I will hopefully get that video out to you on my birthday. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, the generosity of you guys and the friendship that I've made through YouTube is just outstanding to me. It just, you know. Anyway, right, enough sensitive babble. Let's get on. So that's how my little leaf looks. I did invest in they're not extra expensive, but this is a Tombow water brush, a detail one. It's gorgeous. So I've got my scrap bit of paper ready by the side of me. What I'm going to do is go in and activate this lemon and that lime, and then I'm using little circular motions, and I'm just going to pull that colour through. I'm going to concentrate on one half of the leaf first. That way I can kind of get that nice soft blend going into that highlighted side of the leaf. So this is the first thing I have coloured since the last video I did with you, I think. Absolutely tragic, I know, and I've missed it so much. But sometimes you just have to step back, don't you, and do what's good for you. And in the long term, it will do me good. It will have done me good, I mean, because I just was at breaking point with not being well, family commitments, work, and I know I'd got a couple of people that had asked me to buddy colour with them, and I've just had to say I couldn't. I'm so sorry for that, guys, but anyway, I'm back. I hope you've missed me. Right, I'm just going to smooth that over. Okay, there we go. We're going to leave that to dry. This did have Polychromos pencils over it, but well, one of them did, but it like tore the paper up. It was awful. It really didn't like it. There's a little bit of tore the paper. It really didn't like it. I don't know whether it was because I was ill and I was being heavy-handed, but I'm not going to risk it, folks. So let's go back. Let's do this odd-shaped one. So I'm going in with Ionian Green, and I'm going to put that around the base of this leaf, around the bottom. And in there, this bit's going to be a bit darker, because like where the leaf's folded over on itself. Then we're going in with our Olivine, which I adore this colour. Absolutely love it. Little gap at the top there in this leaf. Okay, I'm going to bring that up. And then our lime. A bit of lime in there. And our lemon on this one. A little bit of lemon there. Let's go in and activate. So I do have a little bit of nail issues going on. My beautiful daughter-in-law to be, when I was not feeling great, had my nails kept like flaking and breaking, and so she knew I was a bit down, and so she said, "I'll come and do your fingernails for you." She was a beautician by trade. She doesn't do it. She's not in the trade anymore. She still does it for people, but she's just not in the trade anymore. So she came and did that for me. It's the gel, you know, where you set it, gel nails, in the hope that I can just sort of strengthen them up. And if not, who cares? I'll have gel nails when they've grown a little bit. So that was really sweet. That was very nice. And then we went looking for a wedding ring for my son. We're going to buy that for him. I think he's chosen it now. We went this weekend as well. I think he's chosen it now. So we're nearly there, because we leave in, well, the wedding is actually something like 28 days. So, right. that's how I'm going to do the leaves. I'm going to do all of those leaves in those colours. So we're going to leave those and let them dry. Let's come to our beautiful tigers. Now, we're going to do Inktense and Prisma, like I've said. So what I'm taking is sand in the Prisma colour, and I'm going to put that where I want to keep his face light. So I'm going to put it in his little beard, round his little nose. We're going to have it round his eyes. We'll come back in and darken this up. Now the idea of me doing this is it will just stop me spreading that Inktense too much where I don't want it. So we're going to have a little bit down here. Where else shall I put it? Let's just bring that down around his nose. So the reason why I haven't got the tickets out, like I said, is I just wanted to get on. I just wanted to get on the channel with you. Sometimes when you've had a gap, it can be really hard with self-confidence to come back, if that makes sense. So that's why I've not done the cards. And also, with the cards, you have to do so much pre-planning. I'm almost colouring the page twice before I come on camera. So I'm going to have to think about that and how I manage that. So, right, what I've got now is sienna gold. I hope I'm not making the camera blurry doing that. And I'm going to cover our little tiger. Our little tiger's face, his fizzog. Cover that up with our Inktense. Okay. And what I'm actually going to do is activate that before I do anything else. And you'll see why in a bit. So, I'm taking my water brush and I'm going to activate all of that, avoiding those areas that I want, that I put the Prisma on. Now I know it looks very bright at the moment, but it will tone down. You just have to trust me. When we put the other colour on there, when we put the other colours on there, it will tone down. Okay, there we go. And also it dries lighter. Okay, so what I'm going to do, noise alert folks, I'm just going to heat gun it, just so that we can put the next colour on together. Okay, he's dry, so he's gone a much more subtle colour, hasn't he? Right, where are my colours? They're here. So I've got sienna gold, which we've just used, saddle brown, and I've got willow. Willow is our lightest, believe it or not, if you look at the tips. So I'm now going to go in with willow, and what I'm going to do is follow Diane's stripes. So I'm going to put in, and I'm going over the black. And I'm going to follow her stripes. I'm going to put a little bit down here. We are going to get darker. So we're going to come round his nose. We'll bring that down. Round there. Like this. So I'm just going to follow the stripes round like this. We're going to have a darker ear roll, bring that down, a little bit in there. Have I done them all? And you'll watch him come to life. It's really cute. Okay, I'm gonna do this bit with my Inktense. Now, if you're more proficient with Inktense than I am, you could do this all in one. But I want those colours. I don't want it to just all merge. and sometimes that can happen if you put all the colours on together. It's great if you want the blend like we've done for the leaves, but in this case I need these colours to sort of remain separate, which is why I'm doing these stripes individually and drying it in between. So I'm so looking forward to showing you my birthday gifts. My gosh, I've been spoiled rotten. It's so exciting. Lots and lots and lots of really lovely, exciting things to bring to the channel. I'm really looking forward to doing it. We've been really spoilt for amazing colouring books the last couple of months, haven't we? Okay, noise alert. Let's dry it. Sorry about that. It doesn't take long because these little water brushes, particularly the fine ones, they give out hardly any water. Now I'm going to go in with a willow and I'm going to do the same. I'm going over the black stripes this time so I don't obliterate that. What was the colour we just used? Saddle brown. So I'm just drawing over the black stripes so we can bring that out a little bit. And we'll go over those anyway. Let's give him a bit more of a darker shadow down here. And around his little moustache. And his little cheeks. And around his eye. Top of his nose. On those ears. Okay. Let's activate that. Best bit. Oops. Crikey. Did you see that great big drip of water there? Alright, let's activate that. The best part, I was going to say, of working with Inktense. So we can bring this colours out now, and this will give him more orange. But I've put it on the black so that I can control where I bring it out to. So like I said, I don't just want to obliterate that. Was it the saddle brown, wasn't it? But we'll start to see our little tigery colours come to life. And then we can put a bit of Prisma over him, just for smoothness. There we are. Okay. Can I smooth that out a little bit better? So this paper really likes the Inktense. It's not bothered by them at all. So I don't know, I think it probably was me not feeling great that I couldn't get the polychromos to work in here. Let's just pull some of that colour out. Okay, I'm going to dry him. Ear alert. There we are. Page is hot. Right, now I've got what colour did I have? I've got two colours. I'm sure I had three. Well, we'll work it out. Stop panicking, Lucy. Alright, so blowing the page is very hot. So I've got mineral orange, I've got sunburst yellow, and I've got light umber, and we're going to use a bit of white as well, possibly. Oh, what was the colour we put in here? There it is. That's the colour that I was missing. Sand. So, I'm going to take my... Let's sharpen that. A bit more control. I'm going to take my sand, if you can see that, sand, and I'm going to put that back in, just making sure it's dry, put that back in those areas that I originally put it in. It's going to look like I'm covering up those light bits, but bear with me. His beard. Alright, now we're going in with mineral orange, and that's going to be the deepest of our colours around his stripe. You don't have to do this. If you just want to do your ink tints, you can. It's just good fun, isn't it? Sort of using all your supplies together. I like it. We're very blessed, aren't we, with all these beautiful art products. Okay, a little bit in there. And then we're going to go in with mineral orange. No, sorry, sunburst yellow. We've just used mineral orange. And we're going to go in there. Bit in his ear. Not too much, I'm just picking out bits that I would prefer to be smoother. There we go. Right. Good old bit of white. And I'm just going to go over that sand. Now the reason I put sand down, not just straight in with white, is we'll get this, with the white, you get this lovely sort of orangey tiger colour, which I'm happy with. There we go. Bit on his beard. Can you see it? Okay. Right, I have got brown, which is just light umber. Let's try just literally going over those stripes. We're going to put some black on in a minute, but you want to make sure that you've done everything you need to do on your tiger before you put black in, because if you then try and go over it again, you're going to just smudge all that black into your oranges and it's just going to get messy. Okay. Bring it up and meet that little stripe. See, it just kind of smooths things out, doesn't it, a little? Alright, I want to just a bit more orange in there. There we go. Then we are going to take our black and we're going to go over the stripes, and it is really, really going to make him pop. And he'll become our trusty little tiger again, all of a sudden. Just take your time and fill in all these little areas. Okay, I'm just going to turn you. So, I'm going to fill in just round here. And his nose. Okay, we can go back over his eyes, make them pop out a little bit more. Okay. So don't put the black on until you're absolutely happy with your blending and the colours that you've put down. Like I said, because it will smudge everywhere if you try and then go over it. I'm going to take a white jelly roll, and he's going to have a little bit of a reflection there on his little nose and in his eyes. Let's give him a... I don't know what he's looking at, but He's gorgeous. What do you think, folks? What do you think? We're going to do these two exactly the same. So, oh, right. Let's see. It's a sip of tea time, or coffee. Okay. I'm going to do... Right, well, I tell you what I'm going to do. So I'm not overwhelming you or myself. I am going to go off and finish all those jungle leaves. I'll do the tiger with you, because obviously they're quite different, each of them, aren't they? And then there's fairly easy elements after that, so it shouldn't be too bad of a length of video for you. But okay, stop waffling, Lucy, let the people go. Right, I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, so I've done all the Inktense work. If you look at this leaf, for example, there's some like painterly marks. Now if you like that, that's absolutely fine. But some of mine I want to go over and it's really brief and really quick. So I have got, I don't know, PC109. I'll obviously link them down below. I've got Yellow Ochre 942. And I've got, I think that's Deco Yellow 915. I will link them down below. Well, not link them, I will put it in the description box. Or if I'm feeling really fancy schmancy, you might have had the numbers in the corner. Who knows? We'll see. So, what I'm going to do is, let's do this leaf here. So I'm taking the 109, something green. I have got them written down on my swatch book, but... So PC109, and I'm just going to go in where we have that deeper colour. I'm really just lightly going in here. We can deepen up that one at the top. I'm just going to bring that colour out. And all it's going to do is smooth the Inktense. Like already, that seems smoother. Then I'm going to take the Yellow Ochre, PC942, and I'm going to introduce a little bit of that, lightly, not really heavy-handed, Lucy. And we're going to put a little bit of that in. Then our Deco Yellow, I think it's Deco Yellow. I don't know. No, it's Lemon Yellow 915. And I'm going to put a little bit of that in. Draw that in, and if I think that's a little bit too bright, which I do, I'm going to go back in with my, I'm trying to work it out, I don't know, 109. Like I say, if I can work it out, I might have put the colours in the corner for you in a little box, but if I can't, then they'll be listed down below. Just going to go back in with that green there. A little bit more of that Yellow Ochre. So that's what I'm going to do with those. I think it looks pretty smart. And we can use that lemon yellow just to smush and pull all those colours in, and you just get a smoother appearance. I don't want to, you know, completely obliterate my Inktense work, but so I won't do it on all the leaves, and then it'll give us variation. So like this one, for example, I'd like it a bit darker at the bottom here, so I can go in with that green. Lightly bring that out. And you could go back over with your Inktense if you want. But I just like how pencil over the top smooths things over. And then our lemon yellow. Put a little bit of lemon yellow in that. And then darken up behind that leaf there. So just going to help me to smush and smooth, that's all. And you don't have to do the stage if you don't want to. There we go. But I think it does make quite a bit of difference to how the leaves look. Right, now we're going to switch and I'm going to look at these Birds of Paradise flowers. So we're going to need to come in a little bit more because they're quite teeny tiny. So I have got Imperial Violet, really stubby one, and I've got Violet Lake, Blue Violet Lake, and we're going to do that on the bottom part. So I'm going to put my Imperial Violet at the top half of this little stem here, and on this one, and bring it out. And then I'm going to take my Blue Violet Lake and I'm going to pop that in and blend those two together. Isn't that cool? Now you could use your ink tints, but I don't trust my shaky hands with a paintbrush in these little tiny small areas. So I'm going in like that. Okay. And then these top bits I'm going to do in the shocking crimson red. It'd help if I put them in the right place. And orange. So let's pick a little bit up. See, they're so tiny. So I want the really bright red in there. A little bit in there. And then just fill that in with orange, and the two blend just beautifully. Obviously sort of same colour family. So we get this nice tropical. That's how I'm doing it anyway. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Blue Violet Lake in the centre here, bring that out, and a little bit of the Imperial Violet at the base. There we go. We'll do this one together. So Imperial Violet and a little bit of the blue. There we go. And then I need to put a bit of orange in there, don't I? I forgot. Okay, and then we're just going to fill these leaves in. I haven't got as far as working out those leaves. I think I might just do them all in like the greens, because we've got this shock of colour here from our Birds of Prey flower. Oh, Lucy, I'm trying really hard to keep my thumb out of the way. So I think we might get away with that. Okay. Okay, there we go. Easy. Then these ones will just be the red and the orange. So just have a bit more fun with the blending. So we go in nice and deep with that crimson red. And then in with our orange, just plain orange, straight over the top. There we go. And here, where it's going to be deeper, we can always introduce a bit of darker red if we want to, a bit later on. So we've now got really bright in-your-face colours, which is lovely. This one will have a little bit of the, let's just go back over that, don't like that blend. This one we're going to do a little bit of the purple at the bottom here. And the blue. There. Okay. Right, let's come out a little bit and have a look. Now we've got this huge rock that he's laying on. So I've just picked, did I pick? Yeah, I picked two colours. I've got an Ohuhu and my generic markers that everyone can use. So I've got they're both warm greys. I've got like a mid-tone warm grey and a very pale warm grey. So what I think I'm going to do is go in with my, yeah, let's just go for it, Lucy. I've got my backing on here. You could use your Inktense again, but it's a big space to fill. So I'm just going in with my warm greys. So this is the very pale one. Just do this section and see what it turns out like. Because then if we're not happy, we can change it for the rest of the rock. So let's just stick to this one for a minute. Because then we can go over with pencil and jazz it up a bit. Okay. They do spread out quite a bit on this paper, so you do have to be a bit cautious with it. This is a very subtle grey. Just going to go around here. But it might just be enough just to give us that base colour, so I don't have to work so hard with pencils. Switch to the chisel tip. And fill that in. Okay. Alright, then we're going to switch to, this is WG, so Warm Grey 160 in the Hoo Hoo set. And I'm just going to introduce that darker, much darker colour into here. And then we will blend over the top while it's wet. We'll take our lighter grey and we'll just push that in again. And then they'll dry. Really cool. Okay, so let's put a little bit around his tail of our darker grey. Around here. We can bring some up. Okay, then I'm going to take my lighter grey and push some colour in there. Just so you get more of a blended edge, not so rough. Okay, and like I say, pencil's going over it anyway, but it's nice to have a play with your alcohol markers, isn't it? Bit dark in there. Just play a little bit round behind the leaf. Around here. Bring that up round the leaf. Show our rock. Divots and the little crevices in the rock, like that. Okay, we'll put some up round here. I think that's look really cool, actually. You know, especially if you want to put some pencil detailing in. We could even we could stipple a little bit of like, we could stipple a bit, what am I trying to say, Lucy? We could stipple some distress ink on it to make it look like there's some mossy growth and stuff on it. Okay, let's get our light colour. Just go over that edge. Push all that together. and we'll see what it's like when it's dry. And the wonderful thing about that is, if you hate it, pencil will cover it. So we'll leave that to dry for a minute. Okay, so we've done the birds of prey, birds of paradise, birds of prey. We're going to do these leaves the same down here. So Ionian green. We'll put a little bit up the centre. We use the same colours. Ionian green, that was the beautiful olivine. This is lime green. Up that edge. A little bit of yellow or lemon. And then let's paint that. Get my water brush going. Okay. Then what I will do is do the same pencil over the top if it's needed. Mine goes streaky because I faff with it too much. You have to keep going over it. Okay. I have to wait for that to dry. What I'm going to do is go off, do all the leaves with the same colours that we did up here, down here, fill in our birds of paradise, and then this should be dry by then, and I will have worked out what pencils we're going to put over the top. Because as you can see, although it's still wet, still very wet, so we need to see what it looks like dry, but I want to do pencil work over it. It's not satisfactory, folks, so I'll see you in a second. Right, so I've done the leaves and I've done my flowers and the background on the rock. So I've picked out a selection of warm greys from the Prisma set to go over this, because obviously I'm not happy with leaving it like that. So I've got a little shadow around my big tiger, and I've got 50%, I've got 30, I've got 20, and I've got 10, all in the warm greys. So I'm going to take the 50% and we're going to darken up this area up here, where we'd already got the shading in our drawing, to show like a sort of little crevice in the rock. Okay, then we're going to go with our next, which is 30. I'm going to keep that quite dark there compared to the rest, so we want that to sort of show up. Okay, then we're going to go back to our 50 and we're going to put in these lines for where the divots are in the rock, and so we're going to put that in, so 50% again. Make those stand out a little bit. Come round the bottom here. So we're just going to put the 50% in where we want the really dark bits to be. So just round here, a bit round our tiger's tail. And we don't need to be too precise because it is a rock face. It's not going to look clean, if that, you know what I mean, like sort of perfect smoothness. Okay, then we're going to switch to our 50. We're going to get that in. So we're just going to put that in to blend our 30. Sorry, to blend our 50. Oh, my brain, it hurts sometimes being me. Okay, we're just going to pop that in just to pave the way for our lighter colours. There we go. And then we're going to go in with 20. Really lightly into that alcohol marker. So if you didn't have the alcohol marker, you could use these colours straight off. So I'm just going to nice and softly bring that out. I don't think this is going to be the best page I've ever coloured in, folks, but we'll bring that around there as well. It gets me back onto filming with you, gets me back into the swing of YouTube again. And that's the plan. Okay, now we're going to go in with our 10%. And I'm just going to lightly go over that alcohol marker. Just lightly. Blend those through. Dragged a bit of orange in there. In an ideal world, I would have done the rocks first. I didn't. Smooth that out a bit more. Might want a bit more colour up here, so I'm going to take my next one down, which is 20. Just put a bit more colour in here. So on the back of our little flower. And then back to our 10 to blend that through. Now, I really like, well, you know I do, I love Diane Dufour's work. I like the style. I like how some things are more detailed. This is a really cartoon page, so we do not have to worry about going to town too much. So I'm going to go, where I've done the shadow down here with my alcohol marker, I'm going to take my 20% to start with and go in here. And just enhance that shadow and bring it out softer so that we can then go in with our 10. It also helped to cover up any Inktense mistakes where I've gone over the line slightly because I've got shaky hands. And it will just stop that rock being so flat. So let's go around him. I don't think we need to be too much darker than that, to be honest. Let's put his shadow back in. Can you see? Yes. Okay. I can't wait to bring you the video with all my gifts. And my husband brought something off my wish list this year, which is really lovely. Gosh, trying to say that when you're tired. Something off my wish list this year. That's quite tough. Okay, we're going to draw that out. Just gently, gently. There we go. A little bit more blending in there. And it will just tone that marker that I used down. I like that it's got sort of it's got like a subtle greeny hue, which I really like because it's kind of picking up on all the jungle vibes. There we go. We're going to go back to our, is that 20? Yeah. Is it? Yes, 20%. Gosh. I think I might need new glasses, folks. Okay, soften that out. Just going to give us a bit of interest. Okay, up here. Let's bring that out. Now, if you were very artistically inclined, you could be putting more more crevices and more points of interest into your rock. But I say I might, so I'm not, oh sorry, I do apologise. I'm not promising. I might just put a couple of little dabs here and there of Distress ink on for a bit more sort of a mossy look. I don't know. I don't know if I'm brave enough. And the last thing I want to do is get to that last point on my first video back after all this and ruin it. So maybe I won't be brave enough. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Okay. So that's how we're going to do that. Okay, I will put those to one side so I can give you those names and numbers. Let's go back to where are our tiger colours, Lucy? They are here. So remember our three colours that we had for our tiger for the ink tints? We had sienna gold, saddle brown and a willow. Oh, it's that way around I think, isn't it? Sienna gold, willow and saddle brown I think we used. Yes, right. And then we got those, and then we used sand to do where we wanted to keep his face pale. Now, let me just get my... Right, okay. So we're going to do a little bit around his eyes, like we did before. Try and keep those a bit lighter. I mean, the sand's quite a sort of darky, well, I'm going to say it, sand colour. But it will stop that. It will hold back the ink tints and stop me going too dark. So I'm just putting a light coat in where I want the light parts of him. In there. Where else should we have some? Let's do like just the top of his paw there. Where else? And here. Let's give him some in there. On the top of his paw there. And then the rest of it we can go in and do with our ink tints, I think. He might have a little bit of softer colour around here. So I'm just sort of roughly putting it in. Just plopping it. I think... Let me see. I think that will do. Right, let's go back to our ink tints. Let's put the sand over there. And we're going to get our sienna gold. Now let's take this one bit at a time. So let's do face first, like we did the other tiger. And then we can build up from there. I think if we do too much too soon, it'll probably just mess him up. Okay, sienna gold. Beautiful colour, isn't it? Then mix that in with that sand and it just goes so well. Okay, let's bring that down here. Right, I think the whole thing is going to be coated, isn't it, in the sienna gold. So let's just go ahead and cover him up in sienna gold. Up to that prisma. He currently looks like a very bad child's colouring, doesn't he? When you put the, just put the ink tints on. We'll have a little bit on his paw. Around here. Let's bring him out. Okay, I'm just going to go for it, folks. Let's just do it. Right, I'm going to stop at his tail and we can have a look when the rest of him's done and see what we need to do with that, I think. So just do up to his butt on this first stripe. Okay, let's get the brush. Oh. And we've got water. Yes, right, let's activate and see what happens here. Okay. And it's amazing to think that this then becomes that, isn't it? Looks so different, doesn't it? So I'm just avoiding that, the areas that I wanted kept light. Yeah. Around his little beard. And so I'm hoping if I do this big tiger with you, I'll be able to go off and do the little one on the bottom. I'll do them all exactly the same. Like I said at the beginning, I could have done a white one, that would have been really cool, but let's not put ourselves under too much pressure on the first video back, eh? So let's just smooth that out a bit. There we go. Let's get a bit more water going through my brush. There we go. There's a fine line, isn't there, with water brushes? So you either got, you have to have just enough, it's weird, isn't it, to activate your Inktense. So if not enough, it doesn't do it properly. You kind of scrub at your page. Too much, it swamps it and it bleeds through. So you have to rely on good quality brushes. And I've found so far this brand new brush, and it is brand new, just started using it for this video, is doing not as great as I would have hoped, shall we put it that way. I would have liked a better flow. It's just sort of, sometimes it's blobbing. Not making any sense. Okay, let's just get that. Make sure this is activated over here. So this paper's doing really well. The print's not smudging when you put water on it, so that's always a blessing. So now I know I'll be able to use different mediums, so you can put your neo colours and things in this book. I probably just won't try polychromos again in it. Right. Watch your ears, folks. Ready? Okay, it's dry. Okay, cool. Now we just go back in with our other Inktense colours, don't we? So we took, right, what was it? Was it Willow or was it, bear with me folks. It was Willow and Saddle Brown. I think it was Willow and then, oh, I don't know. Which one was it to be used first? Because I remember saying about the tips. I think the Willow's lighter and then Saddle Brown. Yeah, so we're going to go in with Willow. So we're going to do the same as we did on the other tiger. So I'm just going to go over the black, bring the Willow out on all his little lines. Even around there when I want it a bit lighter. Make sure we've got enough there. Let's put some down that ear and in that fur there. So exactly the same as we did the other tiger, but there's just a lot more of him. Bit in his ear there. And I am still going to do it a bit at a time. I'm just going to turn you a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit at the bottom of his leg there. Up those stripes. Here. Around his paw. I'm going to put a little bit on the inside of that paw and there. Like that. Follow this stripe. I'm going to fill the stripe in because I can. Okay, let's just one little bit at a time, folks. So let's activate that. Okay, make sure my brush hasn't got too much water on it. I've just got a little old cloth here. Let's activate him. And don't forget, we will be, I'll be putting Prisma over it too, so that will smooth that out nicely in any areas we need to. But this colour, this willow really blends beautifully into that gold and gives us a more of a tiger look, that orangey look that we need. And then our Prismas just do the rest of the job for us. Okay, bring that out. And if you've got too much ink, wipe your brush off, smooth it out. There we go. And it's quite hard, which is why I'm doing it a little bit at a time, because it's quite hard when you've got something like this to get the, for me anyway, to get the blend right with Inktense, because they're so vibrant when you activate them that it would be easy just for him to be one orange colour. So which is why I'm doing it, and drying it off in between. When I'm not on camera I will let it air dry, because I do find that with a heat gun it does tend to crinkle your pages more. So I like to let it air dry better. There we go, around there. Oh, that's nice and orange. Bring that out. And then we did this stripe here. Let's bring that out. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of swipe it just to sort of blend that in. There. Oh, he's cute, look at that. Just chilling in the sun as you do. Okay. Right. Noise alert. Are you ready? Noise alert. Over and done with. See, my page has crinkled, look, at the top here. We've got a crinkle. But when we work pencil over the top and it's closed in the book, it will smooth out. And I quite like it. That I like the sound of paper that's been wet, and I also like to see that in a book. It's like it's been worked in and loved. Right, we're now going in with our saddle brown, which is our darkest colour. So I'm going in those stripes like that, and then we can bring it out slightly. So if we do it that way on this particular tiger, because I just don't want to go too dark with it, and we can just sort of spread out that saddle brown colour. It's getting a bit darker over here. Then we've got one bit of paw there that can have a bit of dark in it. A little bit of dark around here. In there. So pretty much the same as we did before. Probably not as much pencil. And sticking in those stripes so that we can control what we bring out that way. There we go. Have I done them all? That's the only thing. It's hard to see. Did I do them all? Let's try. Got a paintbrush. Okay. Let's go. Where should we start? Let's start here. Let's activate that. So I've activated the stripe, and now I've got it on my brush so I can pull that out. Does that make sense? Then you more control over spreading it out. And because we're not going to be putting any other wet medium over the top, it really doesn't matter if we've got parts of Inktense on this particular instance that's not activated. So it's not going to hurt our picture if we haven't activated parts of it. It doesn't matter. Okay. Right, let's do round his toes in that dark bit that we wanted. We can pull that through. Taking care around his little beard. I think those colours combined are just perfect for him. It's good to be back, folks, it really is. I have missed you all. Okay, I might want, we've missed his nose, so I'm going to take a bit of willow. I'm going to go around his nose here. I'm going to put some colour in there, like we did on the other tiger. A little bit of willow. Let's bring that out. Doesn't matter if we go into his nose because he's going to be it's going to be painted. Bit more willow around here. He's going to be coloured. What am I talking? I'm just waffling. What am I talking about? He's going to be coloured over. Goodness me. Okay. Right, I'm pulling myself together. I'm going to try not to waffle so much. Okay. There we are. One little tiger face. Let's heat gun him. Watch your ears. Okay, done. Let's go back to our Prismas, which was, if you need reminding, what I might do actually is if I can't be fancy schmancy, stupid chair, if I can't be fancy schmancy and put it up here, the colours we're using, what I might do is write my cards out and do a shot of them at the end, so you've got all the colours you need. I don't know, one way or another I will make sure that you get all the colours you need. Okay, so we've got mineral orange, sunburst yellow, we've got sand, and we've got a little bit of light umber. So if we go in with our, ears are dry, let's go in with our orange, exactly the same as we did before. This is our mineral orange. We're going to follow those stripes. So it's super easy if you just break him down into little elements that we can cope with, instead of bombarding yourself with one whole, you know, tiger. Oh my gosh, that looks scary. We've just broken him down into sections. Yeah, it's actually quite easy. Okay, bring that round a bit. Around this stripe, can you see? Yeah, I've moved the page. I have to make sure that you can see. I don't want to get carried away. Okay, so then you stick this mineral orange over the top as our deepest colour, and all of a sudden it really pops with that Inktense. Okay, oh yeah, we've got these stripes here. Let's do those. And then of course we'll put the black over it, which will really bring the colour out. And we're on fire, folks. Look at that. Home stretch, people, home stretch. Okay, then we're going to take the sunburst yellow. Put that in. That lifts and brightens things. Around his little nose. Bit in his ear. So just following exactly the same as we did with the last tiger face. It's just that we've got paws this time. So I've left a little bit on top that's going to be lighter. You can bring that down. Bring that nice orange colour in. And he begins to come to life. Look at that. Okay, then we're going to go in with our sand. So we can go back over those places that I left for the pencil. There we go. On his beard. Bring that down. On his little cheeks. Okay, then we're going to take white, our white one. If you remember, we did this with the last tiger, and we're just going to push some of that white in. Just brightens that sand up on his beard, across the top of those big paws. Like that, a bit more in his beard. Put some more in between his stripes. Just on the edge where we put the lightest colour. Okay. Alright. Oh, I like him. He's very cute. Okay. Then we go in with our trusty black. And then let's bring him to life. So we're going to go in over our stripes. And just really darken that up. But remember what I said before, make sure that you've done all your blending and you're happy with where you are. Please don't put your black on and then try and sort of go back over with your lighter colours, because it will spread. Like my bit of red did when I was doing the rock down there. Okay, I'm just going to finish his face with you because he deserves a cute face. There we are. And this stripe needs sorting out. Can't be leaving that. Look at that one. So I'm kind of just going to go backwards and forwards so it's not so linear and smooth. There we go. Bit of black in there. So I shouldn't have done that one really. I will forget if I don't do it now. I'm actually going to erase that for the time being, because I've got the rest of the tiger to do. And when I go off camera to do it, I'm going to forget that I've put it there, and I'm going to spread black all into my rest of my colouring. So here we are. I hope this is all helpful, folks, and it's not just me waffling. Okay, then we'll put some little dots back in. Where the sand goes over, it kind of like dulls them down. And then we'll go over his eyes. Like that. And then we're going to take the white jelly roll and we're going to put the white back in his eyes. I don't know what these both have spied over here, but they've spied something, haven't they? A little bit at the top of his nose. There. There we are. Neaten that smile up a bit, couldn't I? There we go. Okay, let's come out and have a look now where we are. So, we've now got the rock. I've got to. I'm going to finish that off with a little bit more smoothing the blending out. We're going to finish the rest of the tiger. Tiger's tail I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to put a little bit of the sand at the tip, like that. There. the top of this one's paws there, and this bit here, and the same around his face. So where he's got his little beard, in there, his cheek and his beard, and round his eye with the sand. There we go. Bring that down a bit. Okay. He will also have sand on his front here. So we're going to put that sand in and then we can go over with the white. And possibly a little bit of white Posca, which I'll do with you. Alright. Have a little bit of elbow down there with the sand in it. There we go. I think that's it. And then, so there's your sand. That was the, you know, where I was going to put the lighter parts. I think that'll be okay. And the rest of it we're going to do exactly the same. So I will go off camera. I'm going to finish the tigers, and then we'll come back and finish off the page together. See if I was brave enough to dot some ink on or whatever. Anyway, I'll see you in a second, my lovelies. Okay, my goodness, what a difference it makes once the tigers are filled in. So we've got the base down here to do, which I'm just going to do quite simply. So I've got an Ohuhu marker here, which is Deep Cream Y190. So any sort of, well, you won't need it if you don't have the markers. We can do it without, but to save my poor hands, I am going to go in and I'm going to put this Deep Cream. We're going to have Jungle Floor, a nice bit of brown earth floor going on. So like I say, this is not going to be the best, most fantastical page I've ever coloured, but I love this book for its simplicity and just, I don't know, her style of illustration is just really appeals to me. So I hope you've enjoyed my little comeback video. I mean, we could go into a lot more depth and sort of really pep it up a bit more, but I just want to get this out to you. You've been neglected way too long, people, way too long. Okay. So, that was, oh gosh, eyesight, Y190. I will, like I say, they'll be listed somewhere. Okay, while that dries, I'm going to take, if I can find it, I just had it. No. I'm going to take the Inktense pencil, there it is. Olivine. And I'm going to put it on our vines. Darker on one edge, and then I'll bring it out. And then I'm going to use a little bit of that yellow on the edge. Just to match it in with the rest of our jungle. So it'll be nice and simple. Can you see what I'm doing? No, I'll move you up. Good job, I keep checking, isn't it, folks? Okay, a little bit of that around there and there. I have got my plastic sheet there. Okay, let's activate our vine. Let's get my little cloth ready. Make sure it's not too wet. Okay. And then this side. And then we can put a little bit of that yellow onto. And that way we keep our I thought you couldn't see them. We keep our tigers in as the main focus of our page. Do you know what? I would be really, really happy if anybody did colour this with me. I'd love to see it if you do. People are being really kind and sending me their pictures that when they followed along. I had loads from the Enchanted Earth page, and I was just so taken back. People are really pleased with how they came out, and that really makes me happy. So if anybody does do this page, will you let me know? Okay, 2 colours, 2 browns. I've got the light umber, which we used before, and I've got dark brown, so 946 and 941. Might just give that a quick blast. Hold your ears, folks. Noise. Okie doke. That should be done. So I'm going to take my dark brown and I'm going to come round the edge of the rock and bring that out. I'm just going to do it lightly to start with. So until I'm happy with where I've placed the dark bits. Around his tail. And of course around this rock. Put a little bit round the vine. And of course underneath our majestic tiger. Incredibly beautiful animals. Reminds me, I haven't coloured in Fragile World for a while. I'll have to get that out at some point. Now I'm feeling a bit better. Do love that book. I'm just going to fade that out. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my light umber. I will go back in and deepen up the dark brown so that it shows up more. Let's fill that up. And that's why putting markers underneath makes life easier. You don't have to work so hard. Okay, let's go back to our dark brown now. Let's really deepen up those areas that I initially put in. Put that back in. So this will bring it out and give us those 3 colours at play, which will be cool. Nearly there. Darkening up round here. Around his claws. Okay, then back in with our light umber. I've still got my plastic sheet underneath, so I'm not going... I can come right off the edge and not worry about the pages below. Right, let's add a bit of interest. Let's add a little bit of the yellow ochre 942. Let's just add a bit of that in and use that to help blend in some spots. It will give us a little bit of lighter areas in certain spaces. And pick up some of that we put in the leaves, didn't we? And the colour from the tigers. It just helps us to smooth some of those spaces. This is light umber again. Let's try and get in there. Okay. I can't leave. I have to fiff and faddle. I was going faff and fiddle. Fiff and faddle. Greens. Where's the green pencils that we were using? Here. Oh. So we used PC 109. So we'll go like we did for the leaves. Going to make the vine darker one side. And just softly bring that out. There we go. On this bit. And then we can just add some finishing touches. So I'm going to sharpen that's for sure. The lemon yellow we have. Let's sharper. That's better, that's sharper. And just run that down the edge. Give us almost a spring green colour. But still keeps in with our jungle. Okay, we've got this vine now to do down here. So I'm going to do darker on this edge. Softly bring it out. So that yellow's got something to blend into. And then our lemon yellow. Okay. Right. Then I took, so we've got that. I took yellow Posca, I don't know if you can see that. And I just put some little dots on the flower. So we've got a hint of yellow. They're too teeny tiny to have had like a 3-colour blend. But we can put a hint of yellow by just putting some spots of Posca on there. Like that. What you can squeeze in. Gives them a little bit of texture instead of them being quite so flat. Of course you don't have to. Are you in shot? No, you're not. Oh my goodness, because I zoomed in so close. I'm sorry. That's all I'm doing. It's just 3 little dots towards the edge of the leaf. Just bring it to life a little bit. Where are you? Okay, let's do these ones. Done those ones. Let's do these ones. Can't get many in there, so I'm just going to carefully dot them in where I can. Make it more obvious on the other ones. There we are. Oh, I forgot about this little one down here. There. Okay. Let's come out. Okay. Right, is there anything else? Now we could take, let me put that back. Well, we could. We've got beige and I've got a white Posca. So I could put just some little tufts on his beard. That's white. And then we could mix that up with a little bit of beige. Just add a bit of texture in his little beard. That's quite cute. Let's do the same on this one. So, just a little bit of white Posca. Give him some fluff. Poor guy. Bit of fluff. And then just mix in some of that beige, then it's not so stark. Just gives him a bit of, like I say, a bit of texture. Okay, I've already put some in his ear there, I don't know if you can see, so I'm just going to put some beige on there. So cool. I love all these little bits at the end that you can do to your pages. Okay, let's do this little fella at the top here. So I'm going to take the white. He's already got a little bit of white on. A bit more on. Done in his ear. And then the beige. Just helps to blend that in better. There we are. Alright folks. Let's come out. Whoops. In and out, in and out. I'm just trying to get it all in. There you go. Alright. I'm quite pleased with how it came out. Like I say, it's not the best picture I've ever coloured, but I'm pleased with how it's come out and I enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that I can get a video up to you. So once again, my apologies for not being around. I'm going to do my very best to at least once a week get a colour with me up. My birthday on Wednesday, and I will film my incredible gifts that I've been sent that are so heartwarming and have really helped me through this difficult time. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you do colour it, please show me your version of it. I love seeing it. I really do. It makes it feel so worthwhile when people message me and say, look Lucy, I followed you. I love it. So until we meet again on Wednesday, yes, Wednesday, and I'll do my, it's going to be a long one folks, when I do my gifts video, take really good care of yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you very soon. Night night.